Take a look at how Taiwan's library uses modern technology to repair an ancient Quran. Take a look at the Guangfu Recycling Station in Taoyuan, which recycles 90 tons of guava plastic bags annually. Selamat datang ke Daya Headline, saya Simon Gan. Terima kasih menyertai sesi berita kita. Such volunteer Faisal Hu has presented an ancient Quran to Dharma Master Zheng Yan. However, the 500-year-old Quran presented to the master has damages and needed restoration. Let's take a look at how Taiwan's Book Hospital is going to use modern technology for this hard task.
The volunteer carefully takes out an ancient book from the moisture-proof box. This is a cultural treasure.
As we take a look at this starts with the third chapter of the Quran. And the booklet is missing. This ancient Quran should have a history of several hundred years.
The world-famous Islamic culture has a history of 1,400 years. For Muslims, who make up about one-fourth of the world population, Quran is not only the central religious text of Islam, but it's also the core of their culture and lifestyle.
For instance, we should not eat fierce animals, drink animals' blood, consume alcohol or gamble. These are all written in the Quran.
In the ancient book, devoted Muslims have written down their pious faith.
In the Quran, we read from the right to the left. At the bottom, this character means taking, as in taking pictures. This character as same as this character. If on a certain page, the characters are not the same, a page is missing.
Faisal Hu, a Chinese Muslim who grew up in Syria, has studied Islamic teachings with his father. He also collects many Quran manuscripts.
Prophet Muhammad had passed away in the year 632. The Quran was completed since 650. In the beginning, he started preaching the teachings in year 610. Whenever he preached, people next to him would write them down on leaves, shoulder blade bones, stones or bamboo pieces. From year 650 till now, the words in the Quran have not changed.
Currently, Quran is printed, so manuscripts that have more than 100-year history are especially precious. However, having been through warfare and time, most manuscripts have tears or past damage. This is a problem that worries Faisal Hu.
The sister in charge of repairs has discovered that the paper is not papyrus, but thick cotton paper. We're unfamiliar with this.
He sought help from Taiwan's only book hospital.
It is a little book. Originally, it was binding well. It should be a very precious book. We can see that at the front and back, on the cover and the back page. There is a hole. There should have a gel, the large gel inlay.
In every inspection, the Red Book conservators discover cigarette beetle. She does not kill them but places them in a bottle.
I have discovered that these are wings of the bug.
At the library, the Red Book conservator first inspects the ancient book with her eyes. Then she analyzes the book bugs and paper materials with a microscope. This ancient Quran has at least 3 types of bugs, fungus, and man-made damages.
Opening up the book, one does not see the bugs. They are hidden in the spine of the book or the brain of the book. This looks like a worm's nest.
The Red Book conservator will also check the ancient book with ultraviolet light to see if there's bleach or bacteria that reacts to fluorescent light checks. If there's reaction to fluorescent light, they'll further check with a microscope. The ones with bacteria are ancient books. The ones without bacteria might be imitations of ancient books.
There is a reaction to iron tannate. When this kind of ink comes in contact with too much water, it will smog and the words will disappear.
After analysis, the Red Book conservator discovers that the ink has rust. She thinks that it could be the special ink baja that was used by Arabic countries back then. In addition, the expert has found it could have been dampened in floods. She has to be careful in the analysis process because it will determine how they'll get rid of the bugs, make repairs, and use what kind of repair materials.
For the 1.6 billion Muslims in the world, Quran is very precious.
当然，在我来说
For me, I hope this Quran, which has a history of 500 years, can exist in the world for another 1,000 to 5,000 years.
The repair process of the Quran is long and costly. The Quran manuscripts, which have a history of 500 years, are precious to Muslims and is an important cultural relic for mankind. Making repairs of these ancient manuscripts can be passed on to future generations is a challenge for the rare book conservators.
In Turkey, Tzu Chi volunteers have been helping refugees and encouraging them to pursue an education. Recently, Tzu Chi volunteers have provided 215 Syrian and Yemen college students with living subsidies. Let's take a look.
أسعد الأسعد أدرس هندسة مدنية في جامعة دومنوفينار كوتاهية. بدي تحبش بدرس في كلية الصيدلة في جامعة العلوم الصحية.
أنا قبلت بجامعة ماردين كلية الطب النسائي. كل الشكر للأستاذ فيصل، كان دعم كبير لنا والمدير الرائع.
For Syrian and Yemen refugees who have fled to Turkey, pursuing their dreams is extremely difficult.
Without Tzu Chi and the donors' help, we cannot realize our dreams. With the help of so many people, I can pursue my dream.
Tzu Chi has provided 215 college students with living subsidies. They include college freshmen who have just graduated from Al Manahan School. Having worked in childhood, they were rescued by Tzu Chi volunteers.
فكرت كثير كيف أرد الجميل للجامعة.
Often think about how I can reciprocate Tzu Chi's help and help other people in need.
على رجلي.
I'll never forget to pass on the kindness. In the future, I'll give of myself in the name of Tzu Chi and spread love.
المستقبل يكون في اسم الجمعية تسوجي.
Becoming a college student is my dream. Although I have fallen ill and feel tired, I still came to attend the gathering for scholarship recipients. I'm grateful to Brother Faisal Hu, Principal Kumar, and other people who helped me. I have just registered in IRT Technical University in Istanbul. I'm grateful to Tzu Chi for accompanying me since when I was in 8th grade.
علمونا إنه نحن نضل نكافح لحتى نحصل على شيء وإنه نحن ما نيأس. رح أكون قد هاي المسؤولية اللي حملوني إياها لأني مسؤولية كتير عظيمة ورح أعمل هاي البصمة بالمجتمع وما رح أترك هاي الرسالة إنه لا عندي توقف عندي وبس. بإذن الله رح أنشرها وأضل قد المسؤولية.
Tzu Chi Philippines chapter continued to conduct relief distribution programs during the pandemic. Distributions were held in Manila to help the jeepney drivers and also the Dai villagers in Ormoc.
Everyone worked together to roll rice into a small truck. This is the second month of relief distributions by all Tzu Chi volunteers during the pandemic. The recipients are Dai villagers in some barangays.
We are so grateful that during our difficult times you are there to support our needs, giving soy sauce, cooking oil, vinegar, and rice.
As a Tzu Chi volunteer, I'm ready to help others with Tzu Chi Foundation. I woke up early to prepare everything in order to assist the distribution in the village.
There are few certified Tzu Chi volunteers in Ormoc City, but many young people are willing to participate in the service, such as two brothers, Malong and Maui, who help at the scene.
It was my first time, and I'm so happy to help people even in my own little way. Even under the heat of the sun, I'm still willing to volunteer for Tzu Chi.
This is my first time witnessing this kind of relief distribution. It is not only giving goods, but also knowledge and wisdom to people.
Volunteers also introduced Bamboo Bank to the recipients, hoping that everyone will accumulate the love they have received at this moment and pass it on in the future.
Due to the pandemic, TIMA members in foreign countries were unable to return to Hualien to join this year's TIMA convention. Despite that, they still attended the convention through video conferencing. Take a look at how TIMA members from Malaysia participated to cloud technology.
Although they can only see them on the screen, 120 medical professionals at Kuala Lumpur Jing Si Hall feel connected with TIMA members in Hualien.
COVID-19 had led the illness and impacted us spiritually. Humility is very important in this aspect, especially love and care.
The theme of Tima Convention is protecting our health, our earth, and our spirit. The courses have given the frontline medical professionals a chance to recharge themselves.
Our abilities are limited, but we can still do something. You set a goal and give of yourself. Then you invite other people to join in. Then there will be more strength.
I have never read so much about nutrition, so now you know the benefits of eating vegetarian food and how they can replace meat.
Although there are few participants in Malacca, they're eager to learn from people in other countries.
This year, we focus on academic prevention and spiritual support. So you see, today's lesson is not just academic prevention, but a lesson on vegetarianism.
This time they have touched our local Tima members. As they join the Tima convention, they are touched. I hope they will work more diligently.
The convention with cloud technology has allowed medical professionals in different countries to share their experience and inspire them to reach out to more patients.
The Guangfu Recycling Station is located in Taoyuan's Bade district. It's the largest guava plastic bag recycling station in Taoyuan City. On a yearly basis, 90 tons of guava plastic bags are being recycled here. Seniors over the age of 70 often volunteer here as they are happy doing so. Here's more.
It's because at that time, at Taoyuan's Bade district, there wasn't any space for us to practice spiritual cultivation. So we went to Xi Yongchun's home, which hosts a recycling station. Over there, he has a small room, using sheet metals to form a small Buddha hole. But upon raining, the recycling station gets muddy.
Ziji's sister suggested to me to find a land for a recycling station. I said that there shouldn't be any big issues. The original landowner of Guangfu Recycling Station is named Cho Yiyong. He told me, okay, there is a 21,350 square feet land available for sale, so I asked him where. He told me that the space is located in front of a 100-year-old Tudigong temple.
Guangfu Recycling Station's day begins earlier than the rising sun. The green scenery, accompanied by plentiful trees, along with the Dharma atmosphere, creates an energetic environment. At the entrance, there is a 100-year-old Tudigong protecting the land, and in the front door, there are blessings from Jingsi Dharma masters.
This is the Jingsi Abode Yulan Magnolia. There is one on the left and one on the right. These two were planted when the recycling station was established. This Bodhi tree belongs to our Jingsi Abode because when the construction manager brother Liu Qingwan discovered that we do not have a Bodhi tree, he moved a tree from the Jingsi Abode and planted it here.
As the entrepreneur donates money to buy the land, Tzu Dharma friends protect this precious space.
Brother Lu told me that he is setting up a recycling station. He wants me to be in charge of the recycling station. I said, yes, I will report in daily. Mr. Lu is really a serious person.
Spacious land with kind people, this 5-star recycling station is the largest guava bag recycling station in Taoyuan City. 90 tons of plastic bags are recycled yearly.
I don't believe that I cannot finish picking up guava plastic bags. If the bags don't go empty, I will not stop.
We use colors to differentiate the seasons of the bags. Blue means summer as red means winter.
Xiao Sujing was once a wife of an entrepreneur as she buys expensive clothing yearly.
The labels are still new, and I feel uncomfortable that these clothes are thrown away like this. So based on that, I decided to organize it.
Now the clothes she wears the most is the Tzu Chi uniform. Xiao Sujing also donated her own store to provide a new home for second-hand clothing.
This is to let them know that our money does not go into our pocket. Our income daily is close to our demand amount. So when they come here to buy things, they are happy.
Old bodhisattvas have pickup rides every day. They eat handmade steamed bread, and the vegetables stir-fried are fresh off the field.
The food is for old bodhisattvas aging around 80 years old. So the food has to be cooked soft, so they might eat with joy. They will tell me that the vegetables are soft and delicious today.
The kind heart of giving while receiving nourishment, volunteers are happy doing recycling.
On a monthly basis, 7,000 to 8,000 kilograms of plastic bags are recycled in the Guangfu recycling station. Volunteers have been walking into the market to collect recyclables for 7 years, and their actions have moved stall owners. Now, stall owners will automatically organize the plastic bags, appreciating what the volunteers are doing.
When I saw that these guava bags at the market are thrown into piles, I asked the owner how does he deal with this, and he told me that it will be thrown into the garbage truck. The other people said the same thing too. At that time I thought, it's such a waste to throw guava bags away like trash.
As the morning market ends, stall owners close down their shops. This is the time when volunteers arrive.
Things mixed with jewelry is scarier. I think doing this is meaningful. I will not give up doing recycling, and the time out here is joyful.
7 days a week, 365 days a year, volunteers arrive every day non-stop for 7 years.
If these things are not recycled, throwing it into the trash wastes resources and pollutes the environment. Gladly you came here to collect. Since this bag, I will have to ask people to carry to the garbage truck. A bag costs $2 US.
Their persistent actions are because of belief. Although there's a lack of people doing this, no one gave up.
When I first started, everyone said that let's do this, a person a day throughout a week. It's easy to think, but when doing this, it's uneasy. I thought that if I don't have enough people, so I brought my children and my husband out, going on to the 3rd floor and praying to the Bodhisattva, hoping to recruit more people here.
With a good heart comes good strength. With the stall owner's support, volunteers continue to recycle.
The stall owners are also in the process. They organize the bags well. It's very nice of them. When we come, we just pick it up and go.
Don't overlook these small acts of kindness. At least 4 trucks are loaded with guava bags each day. The Guangfu recycling station recycles 7,000 to 8,000 kilograms of guava bags per month, recycling the most guava bags in Taoyuan City. Volunteers utilize the teamwork spirit, one step at a time, safeguarding our environment.
Breathing and speaking are things that many take for granted in life. Losing the ability to speak is something that frequently happens with patients battling throat cancer. Removal of the vocal cords after cancer can lead to a loss of voice and speech, which has a huge impact on the patient's body and mind. But it does not mean that those individuals will become mute forever, as they do have a chance to relearn how to speak. Follow a report as we learn more.
The first step in vocalization is to learn the sound ah. It comes from the esophagus, and the principle is much the same as a hiccup.
吞这个空气，吞到食道里面。
First, they swallow air into the esophagus. After swallowing, they squeeze the air out again and vibrate the throat. The sound is produced by the muscularis muscosa of the pseudoglottis.
这个肌肉黏膜，产生出来的这个声音。
It's the most natural way to speak without using external assistance. However, it's not easy to learn. Many people spend a year's time and they can only say the word ah in an effortless way. Because of this, some people choose to rely on an auxiliary device to help them speak.
I learned to use this voice generator in an hour. Using this machine was very fast, but when it came to esophagus speech, I still cannot produce any voice at all.
Holding the machine in one hand and pressing it to his breathing hole while the other end of the assistive device in his mouth to make a sound. However, the wrong position will not make a sound. There's a simple electric speaker. As long as the machine is pressed against the chin, one can press the switch and you can talk, but it sounds a little artificial.
I can't communicate with my grandson with this machine. My grandson doesn't understand, so I have to learn to speak another way.
Wanting to make her own words more understandable, she tried her best to learn esophageal speech because this polyphonic method is the most natural. This patient was able to do it in 1 year. He jokes that his motivation for learning it was so that he could argue with his wife.
I helped him by quarreling with him. He couldn't speak at the time and his communication was bad as she couldn't speak. And then I said to him that people wouldn't be able to interact with him. He could only nod his head and smile. People may even laugh at him. Back then I had to accompany him wherever he went.
Taiwan's total number of laryngectomy patients are around 200 new cases a year, but only 1/4 of them are willing to learn to speak again. In 1986, Taipei Veterans General Hospital established the first association for such people in Taiwan. Zhu Penyuan, director of the otolaryngology department, also serves as the head of the association because his grandfather was a patient who suffered a similar problem.
手术之后呢，他活了大概20几年。
After the operation, he lived for more than 20 years to the age of 92. During this time, I frequently accompanied him, and through my long-term interaction with someone missing their larynx, I saw the problems and some of the discrimination that they encountered in daily life.
我知道这个无喉者他可能在生活上会碰到一些问题，一些瓶颈。
In order to help those that have lost their ability to speak because of operations, a number of speech therapy classes have been set up in northern, central, and southern Taiwan. These weekly gatherings bring lecturers who are former senior patients who have recovered, who can help others master vocalization skills and essentials of esophageal speech. The courses also encourage and support others to find a way to speak again.
In the U.S., Tzu Chi Texas chapter held a drive-through flu vaccination for the local residents at the car park at the local Jingsi Hall. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you and goodbye.